Jimbo's Journeys. In this new Jimbo story, Jimbo takes you on a wonderful trip to Spain. Listen to the cassette, follow the book, and use your imagination, and you'll enjoy an exciting adventure. Hello, it's me, Jimbo. We're off to sunny Spain on holiday. Hooray! Come on, climb up Sammy's steps, and we'll be on our way. Our first stop will be Bilbao, in the northeast of Spain. As we fly around Spain, I'll point out lots of famous places which you can spot on the map on pages 12 and 13 in your book. We'll learn a few Spanish words and talk about the special dishes they cook in Spain. Oh, come on, I can smell their paella cooking, waiting to be eaten. Scrumptious. Here on page 3 is a map of Europe. Look, there's Spain, in between Portugal and France. It's shaped like a bull's head, and it's no wonder, because there's a lot of bulls in Spain. It'll take us about 2 hours to fly to Madrid or Barcelona, so fasten your seatbelts and stand by for takeoff. Here we are near Bilbao, in the Basque country. The people here have their own language. There are green forests, mountains, and beautiful beaches. The Basque national game is called pelota. It's a game where 4 people hit a hard ball against a wall. It is said to be the world's fastest game. San Sebastián, just along the coast, has a very pretty beach called La Concha, which means the shell. Lots of lovely swimming here, so get your costumes on. Festivals are called fiestas, and the town of Pamplona has a very special one called the Running of the Bulls. All the young men turn out to get chased through the street by big, black, angry, snorting bulls. Daft, I call it, but they call it the Fiesta de San Fermín, and it happens in July. France and Spain are separated by a range of high mountains. See them over there? They're called the Pyrenees. Now we're flying across the Costa Brava, which means wild coast. It's jam-packed full of holidaymakers in the summertime and is very popular with families. Everyone is very friendly, so let's try saying a few words in Spanish. Hola. Say it. Hola. This means hello. So go on, wave to them and shout, Hola! See? They wave back. Buenos días. Buenos días. That means good day. Buen viaje. Buen viaje. That's have a good journey. And of course, everybody knows gracias. Gracias. That means thank you. Here we are in Barcelona, the second largest city in Spain. In the harbour you can see a copy of the Santa Maria, Christopher Columbus's wooden ship, and there's a statue of him high above a street called the Ramblas. There are some very unusual buildings in Barcelona. Some that look like sugar icing on a cake were built by Antoni Gaudí, and there are lots of interesting old buildings. The city is 2,000 years old. Here's a family enjoying Spanish food. They're eating a dish of rice and chicken with lots of seafood all mixed together. It's great. They call it paella. Say it. Paella. I call it yummy. If you want a side salad with it, ask for ensalada, and follow it with some ice cream cake called tarta helada. Scrumptious. And this is what Spanish money looks like. If you buy an ice cream, ask for helado. Helado. One costs about 60 pesetas. Just say, uno helado, por favor. Just remember that por favor means please, and gracias means thank you, and you won't go far wrong. The Spanish are usually very polite. Just before we get to Madrid, the capital city of Spain, we fly over the beautiful Sierra de Guadarrama mountains. They're surrounded by pine forests, and in the winter-time this is a popular place to ski. Oh, smell those pine trees down there. They always make me want to sneeze. There's a lot to see in Madrid. There's Casa de Campo, a huge park with woods and a zoo, and in the centre of Madrid is the Puerta del Sol, the Gate of the Sun. And on every New Year's Eve, people gather in the square to keep an old custom. As midnight strikes, they eat one grape for each stroke to bring them luck, or stomachache. Spain is twice the size of the whole United Kingdom. The beaches of Spain help to make it the most popular holiday country in Europe. But much of Spain is farming country. It produces sherry, wine and fruit like oranges and lemons. This map shows you our journey through Spain. This is the Spanish flag. Madrid was made the capital of Spain in the 1500s. Before that, the capital was Toledo, some 70 kilometers away. Nowadays, the city has over 50 museums and art galleries. The Prado Museum is known all over the world for famous works of art like Picasso's Guernica, as well as paintings by El Greco, Velázquez and Goya. Something to tell your art teacher when you get home. Shopping in Madrid is great fun. There's lots of pottery and handmade statues to take home for Auntie and Uncle. But don't forget siesta time, when Spanish shops close in the afternoons. We can go to a corrida, that's a bullfight in Madrid. Everyone sits there watching one bull chase one matador around the ring. Daft, I call it. Olé, they shout. I'm not sure what the matador shouts. If I were him, I'd shout, help! Here we are flying over Seville, famous for its oranges. Give a wave to those children playing football, their favourite game, and also a skipping game called Saltar a la Cuerda. This is played with a long piece of elastic. It must be eating all those lovely juicy oranges that gives them all that energy. I'm puffed out just watching them. Spanish children start school at 9 o'clock in the morning and stay until 12 midday. Then they have a long lunch break because it's too hot to think in the afternoons. Lessons begin again at 3 o'clock and end at 5 o'clock. Because most Spanish people have a siesta, that's a sleep, in the afternoon, the children stay up late to have supper at around 9 o'clock in the evening. I'm beginning to feel sleepy myself, come to think of it. Seville is also famous for its festival of Holy Week. That's when colourful floats parade through the streets showing scenes from Jesus' life, or carrying statues of Mary. After that comes the April Fair, when the whole city celebrates springtime, dressing up in costume with colourful flamenco dancers joining the horse parade. And there is lots of eating and drinking and dancing. Olé! Viva España! On very hot days in Spain, you can always ask for gazpacho. This is an ice-cold soup designed to keep you cool. I love it. Or you can try horchata, which sounds like a dance, but it's a sweet drink made from tiger nuts. Lovely. Once the flamenco dancing gets going with strumming guitars and clicking heels, you won't be able to keep still, so drink your horchata before you spill it. We are now flying over the Costa del Sol, Spain's coast of the sun. Hundreds of tourists gather here because of the fantastic beaches and pretty towns with colourful houses with red roofs. The main city here is Malaga, where the artist Picasso was born. Look down there. Just below us is Alicante, on the Costa Blanca, the white coast. Mind you, with this sun, you won't see any white bodies on the beach. Don't forget the suntan oil. In June, there's a festival called the Bonfires of San Juan, when huge figures are set up and burnt on bonfires. They are figures of people who did bad things in the past history of Spain. It's a bit like our Guy Fawkes. Crumbs! Just look at all that smoke. Our last stop is the island of Mallorca. Down there is Palma, a very busy city with lots of visitors in its crowded streets and squares. Take a trip to the pearl factory in Manacor, or to the marvellous caves of Arta, or, better still, just sit on a beach and sunbathe. That's what I'm going to do once I land. Mallorca, Menorca, and Ibiza are the main islands in the group called the Balearic Islands. Just the spot for a summer holiday. Now, where's my large straw hat? I'm off to put my feet up and have a long, cool drink and maybe a little siesta. Bye now. Thanks for coming with me to sunny Spain. Goodbye, friends. Adios, amigos. Do you like quizzes? Here's one about Spain. All the answers are somewhere in this book. What is pelota? Where are the Pyrenees? What is the capital of Spain? What does Buenos Dias mean? Can you name 2 Spanish painters? What is gazpacho? Can you name 1 fruit that is grown in Spain? What is the Spanish word for festival? What is a matador? What does Costa del Sol mean?
Jimbo, Jimbo, Jimbo.
That was Jimbo's journey to Spain. There's another of Jimbo's journeys available, in which he goes to France.